When you feel that whisper in your soul, calling you to something higher, that's not fantasy. That's your future breaking through. But most people around you, they'll beg you to stay small. Not because you can't grow, but because they won't. So let me ask you, are you willing to be uncomfortable? I scrubbed toilets, met millionaires. They all said the same thing. If you want the life, you've got to pay the price. Not in money, in discipline, in pain, in sacrifice. Your new life will cost you your old one. No more scrolling, no more excuses. You weren't born to watch. You were built to win. There is no rope. You are the rope. No one's coming. You're the savior. Why not you? Why not be the one who breaks the cycle, builds wealth, rewrites history? You're not afraid to fail. You're afraid of your power, of becoming the person no one saw coming. But I see it. And when your why gets louder than your excuses, you become unstoppable. Discipline is the truth. Motivation is a ghost. Do it tired. Do it sore. Do it angry. Because greatness isn't in comfort. It's in sweat, in silence, in suffering. Get up, push, repeat. No one gave this to me. I earned it. So don't wait. Don't beg. Decide and rise like a damn savage. And when your body begs you to quit, tell it. My mind is the boss now. You ever feel it? That whisper in the dark, that quiet voice inside your head saying, "This ain't you, bro." That voice doesn't lie. It knows every excuse you made. It knows every day you hit snooze, every mirror you avoided, every goal you gave up on. And it still believes in you more than you do. See, your comfort will always beg you to stay soft. But that voice drags you toward the pain, toward the truth, toward the version of you that was written on your soul before the world broke you. Most people drown it out. They let life sedate them. Likes, distractions, numb comfort. But you heard it. And even if you didn't want to listen, you knew. The answers are over there, in that dark corner, where no one claps, where no one sees. People will call you obsessed. They'll say you're extreme. They won't understand why you're at the gym after 13 hours of hell. Good. That means you're doing it right. Real greatness is remembering every shot you missed, every time you held back, and being haunted enough to never let that happen again. You're not training for today. You're training for when life punches you in the face. You're callousing your mind so when the 2 a.m. call comes, you don't fall apart. And if you're still waiting for motivation, stop. There are no hacks. There's no savior coming. There's just you, your pain, your fear, your choices, and your purpose. Oh, wake the hell up! There's no soft version of this. No shortcut. No pity. No reset button. It's you versus you. Every second. Every decision. Every day. And if you don't like that fire inside, nobody's going to do it for you. So shut off the noise. Kill the excuses. Get up. Disappear for 6 months. And make your demons choke on your discipline. You want the truth? Then sit down. Because this isn't a highlight reel. This is the raw footage. Unfiltered, uncomfortable, undeniable. You're gonna be unhappy sometimes. You're gonna feel lost, weak, screwed up. That's human. But the power starts the moment you say, "Who am I really? What do I actually want from this life? Why am I afraid to admit the truth?" Until you're honest with yourself, you're faking progress. See, people love the planning phase because it's safe. But execution? That's where dreams die. That's where you meet failure. And most people quit there. Because that's when it gets real. You want to get better? You're gonna have to go to war with yourself. Over and over. Run when no one's watching. Lift when your soul is tired. Study when your brain is broken. Work when it's boring. And fight when your spirit says stop. Not once, every damn day. You don't get the dopamine from likes. You get it from doing the work in the dark. 2 a.m. runs, empty gyms, no applause, no validation. Just you in the mirror, fighting for belief. You say you want change, but when that alarm goes off, you roll over. You say you want discipline, but when it's time to suffer, you make excuses. You'll never change your life until you say, "I don't care how I feel, this gets done." You don't need a plan, you need a mirror. And you need to dominate the voice that's killing your potential. The voice that says, "You've done enough. You deserve this break. Start Monday. You're not like them. It's too late, it's too hard." Lies. That voice isn't your friend. That voice is the enemy. Real growth, it lives in the places you hate, in the workouts you don't want to do, in the skills you think you're too dumb to learn, in the reps you want to skip, in the fear you won't face. And when your mind says quit, you say, because you said that, we're going double today. You don't need a new plan. You need to stop negotiating with weakness. You don't need a new gym. You need to show up in the one you already paid for. You don't need a new life. You need to master the one you're in. Be the one, not the 9, not the 80, not the 90 who spend their life wondering what could have been. Your alarm is your battlefield. Your mind is your opponent. Your standard is your sword. And discipline is how you win. Now go suffer and grow and suffer more until the weak voice dies and the warrior takes his place. When that alarm hits at 4 a.m., your mind says, no, it's too early, it's too cold, you deserve to rest. That's the moment you say, this is what we do now. You override your feelings, because success doesn't care about your emotions. Discipline doesn't negotiate. The truth, you'll do 100 things you hate before you get one thing you love. That's the real price. And if you're not willing to pay it, you don't want it badly enough. Most people are targets. They show up to life unarmed. They're reactive, lazy, entitled. Out of 100, 10 shouldn't even be here. 80 are average. 9 do the real fighting. But only 1 becomes the warrior. And if you want to be that one, you have to live like no one else is willing to live. This grind, it's not to break you, it's to build you. Go through that fire and you'll come out cold, sharp, unshakable. Stop being soft. Every step forward while you're tired, broke, and doubted is exactly what separates you from the rest. This isn't about bursts of greatness, it's about consistency. 1 foot, then the next, every single day. Your competition, they fall off. But you're still moving. That's what makes a killer. Face every problem, line them up, knock them down. Let adversity raise you, not ruin you. Let your struggle become the thing that built you. And one day, you'll look those battles in the eye and say, thank you, you made me stronger. Risk looking like a fool. Risk failing in front of the world. Because if you risk nothing, you become nothing. The greatest hazard in life is playing it safe. Yo, listen up! You've got one life, one shot to build something real, something you're proud of. Don't waste it playing it safe, settling for a life you'll regret on your final day. The thought of looking back and realizing you threw away your potential, that's haunting. Disappear for 6 months, not from the world, from distraction. No more half-stepping, no more talk. Lock in, go ghost mode. Let your silence speak louder than your status updates ever could. Because what you're about to do isn't normal. You're about to reinvent everything. 6 months of war with yourself. No more waiting for the right time. No more excuses about your past, your people, your paycheck. Take a step back, audit the mess, and attack it piece by piece. Every weakness exposed, every habit confronted, every excuse executed. The world will tell you it's too hard, that your dreams are too big. That's noise. Tune it out. Success is simple. It's about consistency, urgency, and relentless action. While others are partying, sleeping, or binging junk food, you're working. While they're taking days off, you're putting 1 foot in front of the other every single day. Your competition, they ain't cut like you. They're not ready for prime time. They'll fall off. But you're built different. Lock in. Go ghost mode. Silence your phone. Cut the distractions. Wake up early. Eat clean. Hone your craft. Meditate. Build yourself from scratch in the quiet of your own mind. Then come back and show the world what you're made of. You're not tired. You're undisciplined. You're not burned out. You're underworked. You're not lost. You're distracted. You say you're tired. You're tired because your energy is feeding your nightmares. Feed your dreams instead. You want a lot? Then go through a lot. You can't ask for something big and expect it to come easy. At what point will you wake up and admit it? You're not grinding hard enough. You're not giving all you've got. You're not in pain. You're in excuses. You have no control over your mind. You're a slave to every impulse, every distraction. But you weren't built for that. You were built for greatness. When you want to win, bad, you become obsessed. And suddenly, the world doesn't get you anymore. That's good. You're not here to be understood. You're here to be unstoppable. Don't fear failure. Fear regret. Let the fear of being average wake you up. Let the pain of wasting time fuel your grind. You're not happy. You're a slave to impulses, avoiding the life you're meant for. You've achieved 10% of what you're capable of. When will you stop wasting your potential? Pleasure now or greatness later. That's the battle. Short-term pleasure feels good today, but it steals from your tomorrow. Scrolling, partying, sleeping in, junk food, hookups, they all hit quick, but they hit hard later. They give you a dopamine high and a purpose crash. They make you feel alive for a second and empty for a lifetime. But long-term gain? That's sacrifice. That's showing up when you're tired. That's grinding when no one's clapping. That's being broke now to be free later. That's being lonely because you chose purpose over popularity. That's being misunderstood because you chose growth over validation. Most people are addicted to comfort. That's why they never build anything that lasts. They chase ease and wonder why life feels hard. They avoid pain and live in regret. But the top 1%, they flip the script. They say no to pleasure now so they can say yes to freedom later. They're willing to be laughed at today, to be respected tomorrow. They're okay losing sleep to build something that outlives them. They don't chase the weekend, they chase legacy. You've got to pick your pain. The pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The pain of sacrifice or the pain of staying stuck. You ever notice how so many people talk like they know, but never actually do? They watch the videos. They listen to the podcasts. They speak with confidence like they've been there, done that. But when it comes to action, silence. That's the gap between the theorist and the practitioner, between the ones who study success and the ones who live it. The theorists, they're the ones who are always talking. They're watching, they're listening, they're consuming information endlessly. They know all the strategies. They can quote all the books. They can analyze every scenario. They have all the answers in theory. They're great at planning, great at discussing, great at observing from the sidelines. But the practitioners, they're the ones who are doing. They're performing, they're executing. They might not know every single theory. They might not have read every single book, but they are in the arena. They are getting their hands dirty. They are making mistakes. They are learning by doing. Everybody's talking, everybody's watching, everybody's got an opinion, a strategy, a theory. But theory alone doesn't build legacies. Talking never built a business. Watching never changed a life. Listening without doing is just entertainment. So here's the truth. You don't need more information. You need more execution. Less comfort, more courage. Less theory, more practice. Decide what side you're on. Be the one who does, not the one who discusses. You ever look at two people with the same talent, same opportunity, same starting line, and one rises while the other fades? It's not luck, it's not magic, it's mindset. The difference between winners and losers isn't always in their skill, it's in their will. Winners and losers, they both feel pain, they both feel fear, they both face failure. But the difference? Winners keep showing up, even when it hurts. Losers stop when it gets hard. Winners push when it gets harder. Losers need motivation. Winners build discipline. Losers chase comfort. Winners chase growth. When things fall apart, losers ask, why me? Winners ask, what now? When nobody's watching, losers slack off. Winners grind harder when the spotlight is off. Losers wait for the perfect moment. Winners build momentum with imperfect action. Winners aren't lucky, they're obsessed. Losers talk about dreams. Winners bleed for them. Losers complain. Winners adapt. Losers get knocked down and stay there. Winners hit the floor and bounce back stronger. Losers fear judgment. Winners fear regret. Losers want easy. Winners respect struggle. Winners do it tired, do it scared, do it broke, do it anyway. Because their standard isn't based on how they feel, it's based on who they've decided to become. Winners show up with purpose. They outwork, outlearn, outlast. They don't need applause. They're too busy building legacy. So the question is, when life hits you, are you going to fold like the rest or rise like the few? Be the winner every damn day. So ask yourself, where do you fall? Are you living like a winner or playing it safe like a loser? Because you can change your results by changing your thinking. You don't have to stay stuck. You don't have to stay small. You just have to choose today to start thinking and acting like a winner. And once you do, there's no going back. Life is hard either way. Broke is hard. Success is hard. Choose your hard. Choose the pain of discipline over the pain of regret. You've got 2% energy, the urgency of the elite who move fast. Act now and don't wait for perfect. The fear of staying stuck, miserable, and unfulfilled should scare you more than any risk. Change is scary, sure. Things might get worse before they get better. But that's the lonely chapter every winner goes through. You're not alone in that struggle. You're just ahead of the pack. So go all in. Be selfish with your time, your energy, your dreams. Put your oxygen mask on first. Get strong. Stack your money. Crush your goals. In 5 years, you could be unrecognizable, living a life others can't even dream of. If you want it bad enough, you'll fight for it, day and night, through sweat, fear, and opposition. Develop the quality of being unstoppable. When life falls apart, when the rent's late, when everyone's against you, stand up and say, "Nothing will stop me." Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's acting despite it. Start today, take one step, then another. Don't wait for permission or the right moment. Go after your dreams with every bit of strength, faith, and grit you've got. Disappear, rebuild, and come back to show the world what's possible. You're not here to just exist. You're here to win. Let's go. You ever wonder why only a few people seem to control most of the success, wealth, and freedom in this world? It's not just luck. It's not always talent. It's mindset. There's a clear line between the top 1% and the rest, and it starts in the way they think. The top 1% think different, while the 99% are chasing comfort. The 1% are chasing growth. The 99% look for shortcuts. The 1% build systems. The 99% want results fast. The 1% play the long game. The 99% complain about problems. The 1% solve them in silence. The 99% wait for motivation. The 1% show up regardless of emotion. The 99% want approval. The 1% want freedom. The 99% fear failure. The 1% study it, learn from it, and rise through it. The 99% watch Netflix. The 1% build the next one. The 99% scroll. The 1% study. The 99% seek fun. The 1% seek purpose. The 99% waste time. The 1% buy it back. The 99% chase dopamine. The 1% chase discipline. The 99% quit when it gets tough. The 1% get tougher. The 99% gossip. The 1% grind. The 99% break under pressure. The 1% become forged by it. The 99% want weekends off. The 1% build a life they don't need to escape from. The 99% dream. The 1% execute. You want to be top 1%? Then start thinking, acting, and living like them. Because the only difference is mindset. And mindset is a choice. So make yours. Today, the 99% mindset, it's reactive. It waits for things to happen. It complains about circumstances. It blames others, or the system, or bad luck. It seeks comfort. It avoids discomfort. It focuses on limitations, on scarcity. It asks, what if I fail? And then stops. It believes in quick fixes, in instant gratification. It sees problems and gets overwhelmed. It works just enough to get by. It fears judgment and plays it safe. It says, that's just how it is. But the top 1% mindset, it's proactive. It makes things happen. It takes radical responsibility for everything. It sees challenges as opportunities. It embraces discomfort. It seeks growth. It focuses on possibilities, on abundance. It asks, how can I make this work? And then acts. It understands that true success is built through consistent, hard work over time. It sees problems and finds solutions. It works relentlessly, beyond what's expected. It welcomes criticism as feedback and uses it to improve. It says, I will make it happen. Every challenge, every negative comment, every doubt, let them fuel you. Turn haters' words into productive action. When they gossip, you work. When they talk smack, you work harder. Your attitude determines your altitude, so check your ego and get to work. You know better, so do better. Stop blaming others, your boss, your friends, your circumstances. It's on you! Take a hard look at where you're slacking. Make a firm commitment to fix it, and stick to it long after the initial excitement fades. Inky Johnson said it best. Commitment means staying true to what you said you'd do, even when the mood is gone. A year from now, you'll be laughing at where you left everyone else behind.
The pain of discipline today is temporary. The pain of regret tomorrow is permanent. The discomfort of sacrifice now is fleeting. The joy of achievement later is boundless. So today, I challenge you. Which path are you truly walking? Are you chasing the fleeting highs, or are you building a foundation for lasting greatness? It's time to make a conscious choice. It's time to prioritize your future self. It's time to embrace the discomfort of the short term for the undeniable rewards of the long term. You ever notice how life constantly puts you at a crossroads? One path feels good right now, the other feels hard, lonely, even unfair. But that's the battle between short-term pleasure and long-term gain. Short-term pleasure gives you a quick hit, a buzz, a distraction, an escape. It feels good in the moment, but leaves you empty later. Long-term gain? It hurts now. It asks for pain, sacrifice, delayed gratification. But it builds something real, something lasting. People chase pleasure like it's the answer, but all it gives them is regret. Regret for not starting. Regret for not pushing harder. Regret for choosing comfort over courage. And one day they wake up wondering why their life isn't where they wanted it to be.
You ever notice how life constantly puts you at a crossroads? One path feels good right now. The other feels hard, lonely, even unfair. But that's the battle between short-term pleasure and long-term gain. Short-term pleasure gives you a quick hit, a buzz, a distraction, an escape. It feels good in the moment, but leaves you empty later. Long-term gain? It hurts now. It asks for pain, sacrifice, delayed gratification, but it builds something real, something lasting. People chase pleasure like it's the answer, but all it gives them is regret. Regret for not starting, regret for not pushing harder, regret for choosing comfort over courage. And one day, they wake up wondering why their life isn't where they wanted it to be. Because here's the truth. Nothing worth having comes easy. Freedom, wealth, strength, clarity, purpose. They all come with a price tag, and that price is paid now. In sweat, in silence, in struggle. You want to reach the top 1%? Then stop acting like the 99%. Stop waking up late. Stop wasting time. Stop chasing dopamine. The 1% live different because they think different. They don't need motivation. They've built discipline. They don't scroll all day. They study, build, repeat. They don't chase weekends. They build systems that don't care what day it is. You want the 1% results? Start doing 1% things. Wake up early. Not because it's trendy, but because it gives you control. Train your body, not to look good, but to build mental strength. Read every day, not for entertainment, but for elevation. Write your goals, not once, but every day until your mind believes it. Kill distractions. Turn your phone into a tool, not a toy. Create before you consume. Work when it's boring. Work when you're tired. Work when no one's clapping. You want to beat the 99%? Then outwork their habits. Replace their scrolling with studying. Replace their complaining with problem solving. Replace their instant pleasure with long-term purpose. They chase what feels good. You chase what builds good. Your morning routine, your training, your habits, your edge, your circle, your environment, your self-talk, your fuel. Build a life where your discipline is louder than their excuses. Build routines that make greatness automatic. Schedule your time like your life depends on it, because it does. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your habits. So build habits that scare mediocrity. Build a mindset that rejects average. The 1% aren't lucky, they're consistent. They aren't special, they're relentless. They aren't superhuman, they're just committed while others make excuses. So stop waiting, start acting. You want the 1% life, then build it with 99% discipline. Every hour, every rep, every decision, the choice is yours. And it starts now. So if you're serious about reaching that top 1% mindset, stop thinking like a follower. Stop acting like a spectator. Start leading by example. Start lifting those around you by rising yourself. Because the moment you shift your thinking, you begin to change everything. Listen up! A lot of people talk about winning. They talk about the trophies, the rings, the championships. They see the highlights. They see the glory. But they don't see the work. They don't see the obsession. They don't see the mindset. that separates the good from the great from the legendary. This isn't about talent alone. Talent is a starting point, sure, but it's not enough, never enough. It's about the mindset, the Mamba mentality. It's about the relentless pursuit of perfection, not perfection itself, because that's impossible, but the pursuit of it, every single day. It means waking up before anyone else. When the city is still asleep, you're already working. When others are resting, you're pushing. When they're comfortable, you're uncomfortable. It means embracing the grind, loving the process, not just the outcome. The sweat, the pain, the exhaustion, that's where growth lives. It means being obsessed with your craft, obsessed with getting better, obsessed with understanding every angle, every detail. You don't just want it, you need it. It's in your DNA, it consumes you. And when you fail, because you will fail, everyone does, you don't dwell on it, you learn from it, you dissect it, and then you use it as fuel. You don't let it break you, you let it build you. Stronger, smarter, more determined. It's about fearlessness, not being without fear, but acting despite it, taking the last shot, stepping up when everyone else shrinks. It's about holding yourself to a higher standard than anyone else ever could, because you know what you're capable of. You know the work you've put in, and when you've put in that work, when you've outworked everyone, when you've faced every challenge head on, then, and only then, do you earn the right to be confident. It's not about being liked, it's about being respected. It's about being the best version of yourself every damn day. So when you step onto that court, or into that meeting, or face that challenge, remember the mindset, the relentless pursuit, the obsession, the fearlessness, the absolute commitment to being the best. That's how winners are made, not born. Made through the work, through the mindset. Now, go get it! You ever look around and realize what most people are chasing? Casual sex, partying, alcohol, scrolling, the next quick hit of dopamine. And you wonder, why are we wasting our lives on things that don't even last? Because it's easy. It's right there. It gives you a little buzz, a little escape, then leaves you emptier than before. But doing the hard things, that takes work. That takes focus. That takes discipline. That takes choosing long-term fulfillment over short-term pleasure. And let's be honest with ourselves for a moment. In this modern world, there are so many distractions, so many easy outs, so many ways to numb the discomfort. We see it everywhere, don't we? The endless scrolling, the fleeting highs of casual sex, the temporary escape of partying and alcohol, the constant chase for instant gratification. And while there's a place for enjoyment, for connection, for unwinding, we have to ask ourselves a critical question. Why are we focusing on these easy comforts rather than doing the hard things? Why are we choosing the path of least resistance when deep down we know the greatest rewards lie on the path of most resistance? It's because the hard things, they demand effort, they demand discipline, they demand sacrifice. Building a business is hard, mastering a skill is hard, forging a strong relationship is hard, getting in peak physical shape is hard, confronting your fears is hard. And the easy things, they offer immediate dopamine hits. They offer temporary relief from boredom or discomfort. They offer an illusion of connection without true depth. But here's the brutal truth. The easy path leads to a hard life, and the hard path, the one you're avoiding, leads to an easy life, a life of freedom, of fulfillment, of true power. When you're scrolling, you're consuming, not creating. When you're constantly partying, you're escaping, not confronting. When you're chasing fleeting pleasures, you're building nothing lasting. And while you're doing that, the hard things, the things that truly matter, are waiting. They're waiting for your focus. They're waiting for your dedication. Because the person who chooses the hard thing, the person who embraces the discomfort, the person who puts in the work when no one is watching, that's the person who builds something real. That's the person who earns true confidence. That's the person who creates lasting impact. That's the person who truly lives. So today, I challenge you. Look at your habits. Look at where your energy is going. Are you investing in your future or just distracting from your present? It's time to shift your focus. It's time to choose the hard thing. It's time to embrace the discomfort, knowing that on the other side lies your greatest self. Put down the phone. Step away from the fleeting. Lean into the challenge. Confront the discomfort. Because your true potential, your real freedom, your deepest fulfillment is found in the hard things. Stop choosing the easy way out. You can be the strongest, the smartest, the most talented person in the room. But if you can't control your mind and your emotions, none of that matters. Because everything starts there, in the space between your ears. That voice in your head, that fire in your chest. If you don't lead it, it will lead you. You must learn to control your mind and emotions, because if you don't, they will control you. Your feelings will lie to you. Your thoughts will betray you. Discipline starts when the mind says quit, and you still move. Emotions are real, but they are not your leader. You don't need to feel like doing it. You just need to do it. The world will throw chaos at you. Your emotions will rise. Your fears will scream, but you must stay calm. The strongest man is not the loudest. He's the most controlled. When anger comes, breathe. When fear comes, face it. When doubt whispers, answer back with action. You can't wait for motivation. You have to move through resistance. Winners don't obey their feelings. They command their mindset. They master the voice in their head. They question it. And if that voice is weak, they replace it with one that's strong. Control is not about shutting feelings off. It's about not letting them decide. It's about keeping your vision clear while storms rage around you. It's about staying focused when distraction is begging for attention. You want success? Start by mastering the battlefield between your ears. You want peace? Train your emotional muscles like you train your body. You want greatness? Control your mood, or your mood will control your mission. Because the man who can command his mind can command his future. Lock in, stay level, lead yourself, and let nothing inside you stop what you're building outside. So when your thoughts get loud, quiet them with purpose. When your emotions get wild, steady them with discipline. When fear shows up, don't run from it. Look it in the eyes and keep moving forward. This is the real work, not just grinding harder or working longer, but learning to stay grounded, to stay focused, to stay in control, even when everything feels out of control. So today, begin the journey. Take charge of your inner world. Practice mindfulness. Practice intentional thought. Practice conscious emotional response. Because the greatest freedom you will ever experience is the freedom that comes from within. The freedom of a mind that serves you and emotions that empower you. Learn to control your mind and emotion. It's the ultimate superpower, and it's waiting for you to wield it. Now go master yourself. You ever look at where you are and wonder, is this all there is? Is this the best I can do? Is this as far as I go? And then you remember one simple truth. The better tomorrow doesn't come without sacrifice today. Right now, in this moment, you have a choice. You can take the easy road, the one lined with distractions, comfort, excuses. Or you can take the hard one, the one that leads to something greater, something worth everything. Sacrifice today for a better tomorrow. That's the code, that's the price, that's the path. While everyone's out chasing comfort, you're choosing discipline. While they're sleeping in, you're grinding in silence. While they're partying, you're planning. While they scroll, you build. It's not fun, it's not flashy, it's not easy. But every rep, every late night, every lonely hour, it all compounds. People won't see the work, but they'll be shocked by the result. They'll call you lucky, but you'll know it was sacrifice. Delayed pleasure, delayed reward. You trade instant fun for long-term greatness because average people want to feel good now. But winners, they want to be great later. And great doesn't come cheap. It costs your comfort. It costs your excuses. It costs all the things weak minds cling to. But you're not weak. You're not ordinary. You're building a life so strong, even your future self will say thank you. So yeah, sacrifice today. Sacrifice the party, the comfort, the distractions, because tomorrow you'll rise. Tomorrow you'll stand taller. Tomorrow you'll live the life others only dream about. And it all started with a choice to suffer now so you can succeed later. A choice to bet on yourself. Sacrifice today, win forever. Sacrifice isn't about suffering, it's about choosing what matters most. It's about saying no to the short term so you can say yes to the long term. It's about giving up the nap so you can get the work done. Giving up the party so you can build your future. Giving up the peace of mind today for the power of purpose tomorrow. People talk about success like it's handed out freely. Like if you just smile and wait, it'll find you. But real success It's earned. In sweat, in silence, in the moments when nobody's watching and you still choose to keep going. So why push yourself now? Why make the hard choices when nobody's forcing you to? Because one day, you're gonna thank yourself. You're gonna stand on the other side of your struggle and realize every bit of pain was worth the progress. The life you want doesn't start tomorrow. It starts today, in the early mornings, the late nights, the quiet hustle while others sleep. That's where your future is being built, one sacrifice at a time. You ever notice how two people can start in the exact same place, but end up in completely different places in life? It's not always about money. It's about mindset. The rich and the poor don't just differ in their bank accounts. They differ in their thinking. Not all rich people are smart. Not all poor people are lazy. But one group thinks in a way that builds wealth. The other doesn't. A poor mindset waits for permission. A rich mindset creates the opportunity. A poor mindset says, I can't afford it. A rich mindset asks, how can I earn it? Poor minds complain. Rich minds execute. Poor minds chase comfort. Rich minds chase growth. Poor minds want entertainment. Rich minds invest in education. Poor minds blame. Rich minds take full responsibility. You don't need to be born rich to think rich. You need to train your mind to see possibilities where others see problems. You need to shift from lack to abundance, not in your bank account, but in your belief system. Because wealth starts in the mind before it ever shows up in your reality. A rich mindset delays gratification. It plays the long game, builds piece by piece, brick by brick, while the poor mindset wants fast money, shortcuts, and gets stuck in survival mode. But the moment you shift your thinking, your entire world begins to change. It's not about luck, it's about habits. It's not about background, it's about belief. The real riches are discipline, focus, hunger, and vision. That's what separates those who rise from those who stay stuck. So ask yourself, are you thinking like someone trying to escape the struggle? Or are you thinking like someone who's already building the empire? Change your mind and you'll change your life. Because the richest thing you can ever own is the right mindset. So ask yourself, what kind of mindset do you really have? Are you training yourself to be rich or settling for the poor mentality? Because the way you think right now determines where you're going. You want to be rich? Then act like it. Think like it. Work like it. Even when you've got nothing. Act like someone who's on their way. Because mindset is the first step to everything else. Change your thinking. Change your life. Because rich versus poor isn't about money. It's about mindset. So today, I challenge you. Examine your mindset. Are you operating from a place of scarcity or abundance? Are you limiting yourself or liberating your potential? Choose to cultivate a rich mindset. One that sees endless possibilities. One that embraces growth. One that takes ownership of its journey. Because when you change your mind, you change your world. You change your actions. You change your results. The power to transform your life, to build the future you envision, resides not in external circumstances, but in the incredible power of your own mind. Go forth, cultivate that rich mindset, and unlock the boundless abundance that awaits you. Your journey to true wealth begins now. People think motivation is enough. They say, I'm not feeling it today. Let me tell you something. Motivation is a luxury, and you're in war mode. You don't need motivation. You need a mission. You don't need inspiration. You need obsession. That's why when they ask, why are you so crazy? You tell them, I'm trying to be the best for you. Not because it's easy, not because it's fun, because this is who the hell I am. When you quit, your mind shuts down. The door closes. You live with regret. But when you say, no, I stay in this pain. There's a war happening right now. Not outside, inside your head. And the enemy isn't fear. It's not pain. It's not laziness. It's your own mind telling you, stop, slow down, stay comfortable. Most people, they fold right there. They hear that voice and they obey. They stop when it hurts. They back off when they're tired. They quit when it sucks. But not you, because when you say, I'm not going anywhere, that's when your mind opens up. It expands. It grows. That's the 40% rule. Most people live at 40%. You keep going when your body says no. You take the pain, strap it down, and keep fucking moving. You already know what to do. You've known it for years. But comfort's got you by the throat. Every excuse, every lie you whisper to yourself, it's all the same trap. And then there's that voice, that other voice, the one that says, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing? Get off the couch, put down the phone, quit pretending." You think you need a mentor? You think you need a morning routine or some life hack? No, you need a war plan. You need a mirror. You need to hear yourself say out loud, "I've become soft, lazy, undisciplined, and I'm the problem." That's where it begins. Because if you're waiting for a savior, someone to hold your hand, that person ain't coming. No one's bringing you discipline. No one's installing belief in your system. If you've ever been at rock bottom, wiping your own ass with shame, begging life to throw you a break, this ain't you, bro. That's the line that saves lives. That's the voice that rips off the mask and dares you to become something more. So let me ask you, when you're gone, when it's all over, and God or the universe shows you that chart of who you could have been, will you recognize the man on that paper? Or will you look back and whisper, "Damn, I could have been him"? You don't need a hack. You don't need a hero. You need to start listening to that voice again. The one that tells you, "Get up, shut up, show up. This ain't who you were meant to be. You weren't born to break. You were born to become." That voice, it's not your enemy. It's the only part of you still fighting. So the next time it whispers, "This ain't you, bro," don't run. Follow it.
Let me tell you the truth that nobody wants to admit. Discipline is doing what you hate like you love it. You think I run at 4 a.m. because I want to? No! I run because I know my competition isn't. And every time I lace up before the sun rises, I win a war before they even wake up. Go dark, go silent, go savage. Disengage from comfort, disconnect from the crowd. This is not a self-improvement phase. This is a rebuild from the ashes phase. No more announcement posts, no more watch me tweets. Log in, work, and re-emerge so dominant the world will ask, "Where the hell have you been?" They won't understand you. They'll say he's changed, and you'll smile, because that's the point. They don't see the problem because they've accepted mediocrity as their home. But you saw the truth. You saw your potential rotting, and you decided, enough. 3 truths will change your life. You must be disgusted with where you are. You must demand more from yourself and your circle. You must work like your life depends on it, because it does. No one is coming to save you. This is your responsibility, your burden, your war.
There's a war inside you, between laziness and discipline, between fear and faith, between short-term pleasure and long-term greatness. Choose discipline, choose faith, choose legacy. Everyone gets the same 24 hours. What you do with them defines you. 1 hour of execution can change your week. 1 week of consistency can change your month. 1 year of obsession can change your life. Don't cry to quit. Cry to keep going. You're already in pain. Get something from it. Don't sleep until you succeed. I've never met anyone who made it without sweat, without pain, without sacrifice, without fighting through darkness and doubt. So stand up, stand tall, and say, "I will win." Say it again, louder. I will win, because you've already suffered. Now it's time to collect your reward. No more excuses. No more waiting. No more backing down. Don't stop until you win.
The reason I'm gonna win in life is because I'm willing to have nothing right now. While most people can't live without something in the moment, I'm not most people, and you don't have to be either. I'm willing to have nothing today for everything tomorrow. That's the difference. Most people settle for instant gratification. Winners refuse crumbs when they know a feast is coming. The best relationships, health, and careers, those people unshakably refuse to accept less. The biggest lie you've been told is, it's not that simple. That lie is designed to make you give up, to keep you small. But the truth, it is that simple. Success starts with a decision, a commitment to breathe, eat, and sleep your dream. You've got to want it as bad as you want to breathe. When you do, the world is yours. You possess a power, an energy, capable of anything. That dream lifestyle, that freedom, that fulfillment, it's waiting for you. But first, you must win the battle within. Choose discipline, loyalty, and faith over temptation, instant gratification, and doubt. Master your mind, master your life. You don't need to chase, you need to align. You don't need to hope, you need to believe. You don't need to wish, you need to decide. This isn't magic, it's mechanics. Your mind is the control center. Your vibration is the signal, and your reality is the printout of your most dominant thoughts.
So what's the decision? Do you decide to struggle or do you decide to shift? Do you decide to stay stuck or evolve? Poverty is not noble. Struggle is not destiny. You were born to build, to create, to thrive. If you're behind on your bills, good. Pick up the phone, start building. If no one believes in you, good. Prove them wrong. If you feel poor, broken, and defeated, then choose well, choose belief, choose growth, because no one's coming to save you. You're the miracle you've been waiting for. So make the decision. Think big, grow rich, become.
Success is an inside job. Don't ask, what am I getting? Ask, what am I becoming? Because success is not something you chase. It's something you attract by the person you become. You want wealth? Then become the kind of person who deserves it. Disciplined, focused, relentless, kind, courageous. You must outgrow who you are today, because your new life will cost you your old one. No more victimhood, no more excuses. That version of you doesn't get to come along for this ride. The world will try to distract you, but your future will try to pull you. Listen to that pull. It's not about the $1 million, it's about the $1 million mindset. You're not meant to live in lack. You were born with a creative mind and the power to direct it. That's your gift. Imagination is everything. It's not child's play. It's God showing you a preview of life's coming attractions. If you see it in your mind, it's possible. The question is, do you believe it? It is impossible to think an impossible thought. Steve Harvey. If it came to your mind, it's yours to claim. But belief must come before achievement.
Ladies and gentlemen, today I stand before you to share a truth that has transformed countless lives. You become what you think about most of the time. Your thoughts, your beliefs, and your words are the architects of your future. You are a magnet. If you radiate positivity, you attract positivity. If you dwell on negativity, you draw more of it. Choose to shine, because your deepest fear isn't failure, it's the power within you. As Marianne Williamson reminds us, our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. When you let your light shine, you inspire others to do the same. So, stop playing small. You were born to stand out, to create, to achieve greatness. Emotional maturity is doing hard things 1,000 times, not once with motivation. Because the world doesn't care how you feel. Rain, pain, setbacks, chaos, you still do what needs to be done. You're not going to find your purpose sitting on the couch. You want to grow? Get up, push, repeat, every day. No one gave this to me. I earned it. Alone in the gym, alone in the mirror, alone in my mind, and no one's taking it from me. Stop making excuses. Stop waiting for breaks. Start breaking limits. When your body says quit, tell it. My mind is the boss now. You gotta walk through hell and come out smarter, harder, faster, more focused. And if nobody else believes in you, I do. Because you were built for greatness. You were born to break the mold. The world ends when you die. Until then, stand, fight, and give back every ounce of pain that life has given you. Your feelings are irrelevant. Your duty is absolute. The revolution starts now, and it starts with you. Rise. What if you can make it? What if you could be the one? What if you could be the miracle nobody saw coming?
Why not be the one who breaks the cycle? Why not be the one who creates generational wealth? Why not be the one who changes history?
People ask, why me? I say, why not you? You're not scared of failing. You're scared of succeeding. You're scared that you are enough, that you do deserve it, that you can be great. But I'm here to tell you, you were built for greatness. You were born to break the mold. When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. That's not a warning, that's a promise.
Obstacles aren't roadblocks. They're gifts. They forge what comfort never could. Failure isn't your enemy, it's tuition for the University of Greatness.
Feel that fire in your gut, that restlessness, that voice screaming, there's more for you? That's not anxiety, that's your destiny calling.
But here's the brutal truth. Your new life will cost you your old one.
You want freedom? It costs comfort. You want success? It costs excuses. You want power? It costs weakness. There is no upgrade without sacrifice. The lie you've been sold.
They told you, take it easy, play it safe, don't rock the boat. But the rich, the strong, the free, they know the truth. If you want the life, you gotta pay the price. And the price isn't just money, it's sweat, solitude, and sleepless nights. It's looking in the mirror and saying, I refuse to die average.
Listen carefully. When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. That's not a warning, that's a promise. Obstacles aren't roadblocks. They're gifts. They forge what comfort never could. Failure isn't your enemy. It's tuition for the University of Greatness. Every time you pay that price, you graduate to a higher level. The hard way isn't just one option. It's the only way. Easy roads lead to dead ends, but the difficult path leads to destinations that most people never even dare to dream about.
Your mind, the ultimate weapon. Here's the sequence that will either make you or break you. Thoughts become actions. Actions become behaviors. Behaviors become your destiny. Control your mind and you control your life. Let your emotions dictate your motion. And you've already lost the war before the first battle. When you're stressed and overwhelmed, here's your weapon. Take a double inhale through your nose. Fill your lungs completely, then sneak in more air. Now exhale long and slow through your mouth until empty. Instant calm, no meditation app needed. This is your physiological reset button. Let me tell you something about motivation. It's a liar. It shows up when you feel good, when the sun is shining, when everything's going your way. But where is motivation at 5 a.m. when your body aches? Where is it when the storm hits and the world seems against you? Motivation is a fair weather friend, discipline. Discipline is the soldier that fights in the mud, blood, and rain. Discipline is showing up when every cell in your body screams quit. Discipline is doing what you hate like you love it. The Spartans didn't have depression, they had discipline. Our ancestors didn't have anxiety, they had action. Modern weakness is the byproduct of comfort. Technology made us soft, but you don't have to stay that way. Stand and fight. Fear, that's a decision. Doubt, just noise. Disbelief, a prison you built with your own hands. Free your mind. Mood is irrelevant. Duty is absolute. You think warriors check their feelings before the fight? Hell no. They show up, bleeding, broken, exhausted, because the mission demands it. Fuck your feelings. Knees hurt? Wake up tired? Not your body's choice, it's your call. Anger? That's fuel. Burns you faster than it burns your enemy. Stay cold. Stay focused. Control the fight, or be controlled. The art of dying before you die. You want to conquer fear? Become fear. You want to master life? Learn to die to comfort, to excuses, to weakness. The Spartans didn't have therapy. They had discipline. The Stone Age didn't have anxiety. It had survival. We weren't born soft. We were made soft. Technology numbed us. Luxury dulled us. But the fight, it never left. Your mind is the battlefield. Thoughts, actions, behaviors, destiny. Win the war up top, and the rest bends to your will. Violence is real. Pain is real. But weakness, that's optional. The storm will change you. When you walk through hell, you don't come out the same. You come out forged. Obstacles, gifts. Failure, tuition. The hard way is the only way. Easy roads go nowhere. Stressed, breathe like a warrior. Double inhale through your nose. Long exhale through your mouth. Calm is a weapon. No app needed. Only will. Become more than a man. Become the mission. You fear your own greatness. You bury it under laziness, distraction, shame. But it's there, boiling, waiting. The sleeper must awaken. Discipline is truth. Motivation is a lie. Talent without discipline, wasted. Desire without work, delusion. Discipline is doing what you hate like you love it. Not because it's easy, because it's necessary. Life itself is but what we deem it. Things happen, tragedy, disappointment, pain. But they are not what change you. What changes you is the story you tell yourself about what it means. An angry mind is a narrow mind, and in combat, a narrow mind is a dead one. Don't fight with rage. Fight with clarity. Don't be the storm. Control it. Fear is a mile wide and an inch deep. It looks like an ocean until you take the first step, and then you realize you don't drown. You rise. You will fall. You will fail. But failure is not the fire. Struggle is. And from struggle, you forge the steel you need. The whole universe is change. Your job? To control yourself, not the world. Control your emotions, or be ruled by them. You want peace? Then master stillness. You want strength? Then master your reaction when chaos strikes. The world doesn't stop for you. You can pause and command yourself. They think I hide in the shadows, but I am the shadows. Become what you fear. Face it. Own it. Be it. You fear your power? You fear your own anger? Your own greatness? Good. That means you're looking at the truth. You want the easy road? That's not where meaning lives. Meaning lives in the complicated path, the one full of failure, the one no one wants to walk. That is the road of kings. That is the way of the warrior. The harder I work, the luckier I get. No one's coming to save you. No one owes you greatness. You drag yourself through, step by step, rep by rep. You move. You will fall again. You will hurt again. But next time, you'll say, not today.